Hello, welcome back to Wholeness and Wellness Counselling. I am Tracie Rogers. I'm here with my colleague Akilah Riley-Richardson.
Hi again.
And we have started this conversation about family relationships when they become difficult and harmful and they cause pain, about how we find our ways in those relationships, how we change up those relationships, and if we can't make changes in ourselves, how do we set boundaries? You know? So, Akilah, what are some of the things that you think we have to deal with when we want to deal with relationships that are hurting us? We want to manage that.
I think you have to be honest with yourself about what is hurting and why it hurts. A lot of times we don't want to admit that to ourselves. What is hurting and why it hurts. And then I think we have to also be ready to deal with this big fear of rejection. And it might not be rejection of your it's rejection on different levels, I should say. Rejection of you and rejection of your truth. So sometimes you express to certain people, this is what's happening, this is hurting me, and you're trying to erect a boundary, and people either reject you or reject your truth and invalidate your truth, or try to invalidate your truth, And I think it's about making peace with that, and then being willing to deal with however this goes. I know that I'm resilient enough to overcome it.
Yeah.
So I think, because boundary setting is not easy in a family. It's not easy. But I think it's about just being able to start with honesty and being willing to deal with the consequences and finding support systems. Sometimes we think that the only family we have are those persons who are related by blood. And over time I've learned that really and truly a lot of us have families that we've inherited, we've built. Yes, we've chosen. That's the word. And people that we've connected with, and sometimes even more potent ways in our own families.
Yeah.
And they are the persons we often have to rely on. So I think it's important to kind of rely heavily on those connections, because let's be honest. If your truth is rejected, or you're rejected by your family because you speak honestly about what's hurting you and you erect your boundaries, you will need some kind of support. You may, I should say, because everyone's different. You may need some kind of support after.
So there's something that you bring up there that I really want us to talk about. This idea that you might stand up for yourself and you might be rejected. And I think that happens so easily in family relationships because my mother used to say, no, yeah, before you're born I could take mother and make you. There's this way in which she still says it, but there's this way in which people who have seen you grow up believe that they know you so well that sometimes when you stand up for your truth and you say, this is who I am now, they're like, who are you? I know you, whatever, get over it. So there's a way in which when you stand up and you say, this is my boundary, this hurts, this is not acceptable for me. There's a way in which it's easy for you to get confronted with that, even dismissed.
Yes.
In a way that you won't get with a friend, a family member you have chosen, a friend. You could easily be dismissed. So I think some of it too is being prepared for that and really, again, know your truth and determined to stand for it.
But isn't that fascinating though, that I find that sometimes you are more easily dismissed in your family relationships than in your other relationships, and maybe there's an assumption that families make. Like you said about, yes, I know you, but also what you should and should not say in this space.
Yeah.
This is not, sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes you realize in your family space is not a space of free expression.
Yeah.
Your family space, even though it's allegedly a loving space, is also a very confined space. These are the rules, this is how you operate. Keep your feelings to yourself and let's just keep it going and keep it flowing. And when somebody dares to disrupt that by speaking their truth, the family goes into upheaval.
Yeah.
And it's almost like if we go against this covert norm that we have going, that we're supposed to function and be close. And I've noticed other families that a lot of times they function so well because people don't address, what's really happening. And I guess that's something we need to discuss in our next
video.
So
thanks so much for joining us. Today we really spoke about being able to stand in your truth, know yourself. Be clear about what hurts you. Don't apologize for being hurt. It's important. If you're hurt, you're hurt. This does not work for you. And some of us have relationships that allow us to do that, family relationships. But many of us have family relationships where we meet a lot of resistance and challenges when it comes to standing for ourselves. So Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to check out the blog post. It was a few weeks ago. It's called How to Deal with Sabotage in Family Relationships. Yeah, take care.